Hey everyone, it's Dominique, and Loki's over here. Very faithful dog. Anyway, we're from the blog Blogging in My Undies, and something I wanted to talk about today is, I think, pretty cool. It's in relation to the autistic healthcare that we get, or healthcare for an autistic child, I should say, while living in Finland. So all three of our kids are born in Finland, and they're still Canadian, technically, because me and my husband are and carry Canadian passports. So when V-Man was diagnosed, he was diagnosed about 2 years old, and we had a bunch of meetings. We were in the neurological kids department of the hospital for about a couple days, and then they were like, yep, definitely characteristics of autism, but no official diagnosis until he was about 5, because I wanted to see if there would be any progress in his development mentally, his skills, his speaking, and so on. So what they gave us is this application form. It's by Kela, it's in Finnish. They still haven't translated it in English. But what it is, it's the disability for children under 16 years old. So it's the application form for that. So in Finland, if you have proof of disability and you've been certified by a doctor and so on, depending on your disability, there are 3 tiers of monthly allowance that your child could qualify for. I don't have the exact amounts right now, but I will post them in the comments below from the Kela, which is the Finnish social benefits program. I'll post it from their site down below. So we had to fill that out, and we also had to apply for speech and occupational therapy, because obviously V-Man doesn't speak, and he also didn't know how to get dressed, how to feed himself with a spoon, never mind a fork and a knife. You know, little things like that we take for granted as neurotypical parents. So he was allotted so much time for speech and occupational therapy. He had appointments held at his daycare once a week or so, give or take, once a week, except for holidays and stuff, and except for summer. And so it was about 40 to 45 full appointments for him that were approximately 45 minutes to an hour long, depending on his mood. It took him a while to get used to both therapists, and there also is included some appointments for myself and the Hubster, hubby, and it's just a check-in for us so we know what's going on, what we can do to improve, how we can help him, the V-Man, progress in his development and his speech and skills and all that jazz. So those were free. I kid you not. Finland is an awesome place to raise kids. I can get into a whole spiel about that another time, but going based on our experiences as A-level residence permit holders from Canada, living in Finland, V-Man has had free therapy, free occupational therapy, free speech therapy for the past 4 years, going on 4 years. Once he was diagnosed, it was recommended that his daycare would be free as well, because it is considered a rehab program for him. It was listed as a rehabilitative service, so it was going to help him with his social skills, making friends, getting used to new people, getting used to a routine, and because we needed the help, because I wanted to go back to school or at least study Finnish, and my husband was also working, and he's quite a handful, and I cannot guarantee as a parent, I can't guarantee a set schedule every single day. The weather affects it, how the kids are behaving, who has a dirty diaper, and so on. So everything affects a perfectly strict schedule that the V-Man and many autistic children would prefer. So, free therapy, limited sessions, but of course, once a week. I'm not complaining. Free daycare, and he moved from a regular daycare to a specialized daycare, and it was still free. It's a small daycare group that he was at. It has only about 12 kids and many assistants. So he went there for 2 years, and then once he aged out, he now goes to school. So the therapies, the free daycare, free diapers, because he has proven time and time again that he is not potty trained. He has zero interest in it. If you read my newest blog post that I had written about phases that he's gone through, he was potty trained thanks to elimination communication from the age of 6 months to 9 months, but once he developed an abscess on his bottom, he had no interest. I mean, it was just too painful. So he, I think, associates, sitting on a toilet to use a bathroom equals pain from over 5 years ago. So that's not something we can really force him to do, but we are working on it. School's working on it, and overnight care. Overnight care, or as many of you people might know it as respite care, is his time to go chill out in a facility. It's not even really like facility, like there's no padded walls or anything. It's not in a hospital. It's down the road from our home, actually, like 15-minute walk, and it's a 24-hour, 7 days a week, except for Sunday evenings when they're closed, care center for him. They have max 3 children with various degrees of disabilities, different kinds, some in wheelchairs, completely dependent, some like the V-Man who can run and climb, and so on. So he goes there through our social worker. We had to set this up, of course, and it's a guaranteed 3 days and nights a month, and we drop him off anytime. The first day starts anytime after 3 p.m., and then we have to pick him up on the 4th day, technically the 4th day, by 2 p.m. and Sundays by 2 p.m. if he happens to be there for a weekend. They're awesome. I mean, it's 24/7 care. They take him out on the weekends. They arrange the taxi service to take him to daycare and bring him back. V-Man enjoys it. The first couple of times we thought, maybe we're crazy parents for letting strangers take care of our kids, but they've become like family to us now. They're so great, and whenever they have cancellations, because we don't have any family here, they're more than happy to offer us extra time. This service is not free, however, it is about 12 euros a day. So in Finland, if you have a child with a disability and you qualify through social work and through Kela, your child can possibly go to something like overnight care, respite care, and it's been really great. The dates are booked ahead of time, about 6 months in advance, and we have some say in the dates. For example, if we plan on going on a vacation, which we did without him because he despises flying and long train rides, and it was nice. And we don't have any guilt anymore, I don't think, because he loves it there. He absolutely loves it. They have a strict routine. They have a set schedule. He sleeps better, there compared to the beginning. And it's under 12 euros a day for us. I think it may depend on total salary, household income, but anyway, it's quite affordable in our opinion, as long as he's not going too often. And the other big thing, a couple of big things that V-Man qualifies for are free taxi rides. So when he started going to the specialized daycare across town, because we don't have a car, and at the time he hated buses, and waiting for a bus was painful because for him 2 minutes was too long, and we had to get to the bus stop like right when the bus was pulling up, which was a bit risky because buses, they come and go. So we registered him to get a free taxi, so it was paid by either the city or the Kela program. So a taxi would come and pick him up at 7:30 every morning and leave the daycare, picking him up from daycare at 3 p.m. and then dropping him off at home every day that he had daycare. The only thing I had to do was ensure that if he was ill or he had an appointment or something and wasn't going to daycare, I had to just call and cancel. That was it. And just register every year with this application that I showed you in the beginning, the under 16-year-old disability form. Now that he goes to school, he's getting a free taxi bus. It's like a really big van, and there's about 9 or 10 kids in the van, give or take, probably a lot less. I've never seen the whole thing inside. But we'll say under 9 kids in the same vehicle as him, and they just drop each other. They just make random stops here and there. And that is also part of the school system because of the special needs. And the biggest thing that V-Man gets, along with, a disability allowance every month that we just put into a savings account for him, and also we get the taxis, the therapies, and all that. He also gets free diapers. Again, all of this is put through social workers, but he gets free diapers, I believe, 4 times a month. I have to call in advance and book the delivery, and then they come upstairs with whatever size he's fitting in, and in massive boxes, and then we just have a hallway full of diapers. I can't think of any other country that I've lived in, which would be only Canada, that offers this service for free. So we're super happy, super grateful to live in Finland. And if you do live in Finland and have a disabled child with difficulties using the potty, needing therapy, and so on, you should totally try and book an appointment with your social worker, see if you qualify for any of these awesome services. It's a lot of paperwork, it's all in Finnish, but it's well worth it. Something else that I qualify for personally is something called omaishoitaja. So it's like extra caregiver, because I'm technically the primary caregiver for the V-Man. So I get a monthly allowance, so to speak, to help pay for bills, to help me de-stress, whether it be take myself out for supper or, buy myself a little something or just put aside for a rainy day, that amount is taxed. So it differs for everyone, I think. Whereas the disability from Kela, that allowance for V-Man, it's completely tax-free. There's no taxing on that. Sorry, this is wobbly filming. But yeah, those are the super duper awesome things that I can think of since having a kid with autism and living in Finland. Cannot complain whatsoever. There are other extra services that we're looking into now, like some extra help. But yeah, I'll be doing another video soon about what it's like with overnight care, because that's a whole video within itself, and I've already ran over my 10-minute time limit that I promised you guys, so sorry about that. But anyway, hope you enjoyed, and I hope I maybe shared something new for you, and yeah, take care. Look, you want to say goodbye? Apparently it's somebody's bedtime. Alright, good night, thanks, bye-bye.